Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Now it's been a while, it's been around 6 months since I last did a video and chatted with you all. I wanted to give you an update on my crafting, my life, my work, because it does affect my YouTube channel. So if you've been wondering where I've been, lots of you may know already I was working for around about 6 years for Craft Stash. I developed my range textures with them as well, more on that in a little while. And then sadly, Craft Stash, as lots of you know, decided to close down. And as part of that, I was up for redundancy and I was made redundant, as did lots of the team, a huge portion. I think it was around about 80 or 90% of the team. That's common knowledge. Everybody knows that. And I was open about that when I left Craft Stash. Thankfully, I found a job, an opportunity at a hobby maker in the office there, working on marketing. Now, part of my job with Craft Stash was to create videos, to do things for posts for social media. So this all fit in with what I was used to doing. The only downside to that job, I was extremely grateful, because when you're made redundant, as many of you know, it's a stressful time, and to find something is such a relief. But the downside was the travel. I live in Suffolk on the east coast of the UK, and where the Hobby Maker Studios are based is near Birmingham in Redditch, in the middle of the country. It's around about a 3-hour drive from my house, and part of my job description was to be in the office 3 days a week. We did try and work that so it was 3 days one week, 2 days another week. Still 5 times in a fortnight I was driving 3 hours to work, 3 hours back in the same day. My working days were Monday, Wednesday and Friday, so it wasn't that I could go on a Monday, stay over for 2 nights, come home on a Wednesday and work the rest of the time from home. So I thought that would be okay. I used to work at Create and Craft. And again, lots of you know me from there, from years and years and years ago. And I used to drive to Peterborough, which is about 2.25, 2.5 hours, to do shows. I would do that early in the morning, late at night. I'd do it 6, 7 times a week, some weeks. I was a lot younger then, though. I had to face reality. That was quite a while ago. That was when my children were young. I had a huge childcare support network. I had my now husband, was amazing. And I did that. I never enjoyed it. I never enjoyed the travel, but I did it and I coped with it. But this time round, I found the traveling not quite as easy. So I worked at Hobby Maker in the office. You saw me a little bit in social posts, in some of the videos and reels, doing some crafting. And I was there 4 months, but 2 months ago, I did decide to hand in my notice. I was still within my probation period, so I didn't work out a long notice. However, I've still kept a really, really good relationship with the Hobby Maker team and the other channels that I was working with, and particularly the company Ardan. Now, you may have heard me talk about Ardan. I actually did an Ardan Creative Studio TV show, so some Hobby Maker shows while I was working in the office. An absolutely fantastic business to business crafting company. More about that again in a little while. But I've kept a really good relationship with them, kept talking to them. So lots of you probably want to know, where did I go? Why didn't I announce it? So the reason I didn't announce my departure from Hobby Maker was because, so this happened at the end of July, straight beginning of August, was because at the time, coincidentally, purely coincidentally, and I know there was a lot of talk about this is why I went to Hobby Maker, and it was nothing to do with it. I had no idea. Hobby Maker actually bought the assets to Craft Stash. We'd just launched Craft Stash as products and things on Hobby Maker. So we were in that transition, and it didn't seem right to me to say to you all, okay, so Craft Stash has closed down, but Hobby Maker's now bought it, and you can buy everything that you used to buy at Craft Stash eventually at Hobby Maker. So come on over and join us. Oh, but I'm going by. That didn't seem right to me. So I did it on the down low, and I wasn't pulling the wool over anyone's eyes. I just kept up that relationship. I didn't physically work with them anymore. I still fully support Hobby Maker. I I know there's again talk, did I want to go over to the other new channel? So Hobbycraft? No, absolutely not. I've spoken to a few people, I've had messages from a few people over there, and I have been asked to do things and I've said no. I love the team at Hobbymaker. I love everything that they do, and that's, as far as TV shows go, in the future, that's where I'll be remaining. So Craft Stash are still finding their feet with Hobbymaker. Of course, there's a huge transition there. You can eventually, hopefully, buy some of the brands that used to be on Craft Stash over at Hobbymaker. They're working on that. I know they are, including textures. Now, this is where it gets really exciting. So, first of all, where did I go then? After 4 months of working in the office, what did I do? And why have I not been on YouTube? So let's start with the first. What did I do? I actually went to a 9 to 5 Monday, well, 9 to 5:30 Monday to Friday, working in an office 10 minutes down the road from me, which I've not done in many, many years. Firstly, the only time I've worked in an office on a regular basis was at Hobbymaker. Before that, I've always been freelance, worked at this office in my house, in various houses, worked at TV studios, things like that. I've not worked regularly in an office for a long, long time. That's been a huge transition for me, but I've loved it. And it's actually not in the craft industry. This is why I've not been on YouTube for a while. I felt that I needed to step away from crafting, because where I'd realised over the years, crafting started for me as a hobby, and it developed quite quickly. It was a bit of a snowball developing into a career, and I'm very, very grateful for all those opportunities that came my way. I pretty much took all of them. Really, really enjoyed being on TV day in, day out at one point, working on magazines. I've done a little bit of, I feel like a little bit of everything, and I thoroughly enjoyed it for different reasons, but I felt I'd lost my hobby. And I know lots of other people in the industry feel like that when they start maybe up a brand, designing for a brand, maybe working for a company, however it may be. So both working in the industry, having it as my job, and trying to do it as a hobby, I'd lost my mojo. I'd lost my any inspiration. I had very little time to spend crafting for myself, and I didn't love it anymore in the way I used to. And I didn't feel that me creating YouTube videos for you guys when I'm not feeling inspired and motivational, I don't have anything new to show you or anything I want to share, I'm not inspired. I didn't feel like I should be putting YouTube videos out there. However, when I decided to leave Hobbymaker, purely because of the travel, nothing else there to say. I just needed my time back. I was getting up at 4 a.m. I was getting home at between 7 and 8 p.m. 3 times a week. I wasn't seeing my family. I'm a very big gym goer. I do other sporting fitness things. I wasn't able to do any of that. I just couldn't fit everything in. And when it came to family, they just, yeah, I was exhausted all the time, didn't have time to do things with them. So it was important for me that I got me back. I got my hobbies back. Again, my gym and fitness was still there, but I didn't have time to do them as much as I used to. So I needed to get back into that. That's important to me. My crafting, I wanted to get back to enjoying it. So I decided to go for a job that was away from the craft industry completely, to have that breakaway, to not craft for a little while, to not be churning out YouTube videos for the sake of churning them out if I'm not feeling inspired. I decorated this room, as you can see, probably very different to the last video you saw of me. I decorated the entire room. I've moved things about. I have had a big de-stash, got rid of a lot of stuff that was gifted to me, given to me, etc., that I didn't need to keep, that I didn't choose to use, that I was using for work. So I got rid of all of that. And then I just didn't come in this room. I just did not. My calendar above the camera is still set to July. So that's when I was last in this room, and that's when I last sorted it out. So I haven't done that. I haven't been in this room. I haven't done anything since July. But now working away from the craft industry, I've had 2 months in my new job, which I adore. I'm actually working at a company that deals with local holiday lets. I thoroughly enjoy it. It's so different. As I say, office job, shortly, just a little way up the road from me. I'm also not thinking about crafting all day, and now I'm actually inspired in the evenings and at weekends to start doing some crafting again. I've recently been on Hobby Maker, so I went on Hobby Maker just under a week ago, and I did some shows for Ardan, as I say, Ardan Creative Studio. So they are a part of Hobby Maker. Hobby Maker own Ardan Creative Studios, which is a business to business crafting company, as I said. They are bringing out new collections regularly, around about every month or two. And mostly they have the wonderful Katie Petite as their main designer at the moment, but they do have other names coming through. So you'll recognise some of the names. But I did start while I was at Hobby Maker actually designing a collection for Arden, rather, because as far as I was concerned, textures was gone. There was going to be no more textures. I even had files, designs on my computer that I deleted because I didn't think it was ever going to happen again, sadly. And it was absolutely gutting because I have 3 years of textures, which I loved. So I decided to work with Arden and start designing a collection with them while I was at Hobby Maker. This one collection just wasn't quite, there was something not quite happening. The inspiration wasn't quite there. The passion wasn't quite there on my side. And although we had talks, I did some designs, it wasn't quite knitting together, and I didn't know why. It wasn't until I started working away from the craft industry, having that break, that I realised that I just needed the break. I needed to get away from it, and I started getting inspiration. I started feeling like I wanted to craft. I wanted to come in here and start getting monkey fingers again, and I wanted to complete that collection. Now, Arden have been amazing. They have given me the time I needed, still saying if I wanted to do the collection, I absolutely could. They were keen for me to do that, but to take all the time I needed. They're fantastic. And it turned out in the meantime, actually, the collection I was designing is likely now, because Hobby Maker have bought Craft Stash, the assets to Craft Stash, which include textures. My next new collection, which will be launching early part of next year, between January and probably March, probably looking around about March, maybe April. But I can start doing sneak peeks a bit earlier. It's going to fall under textures. So there will be a brand new textures collection launching with the help of Arden and Hobby Maker, essentially. I'm just finishing it up, and I'm so much more inspired now. Having that step away and working with a fantastic group of ladies who know nothing about craft. We don't talk about craft all day. And I love it, and that's where life's taken me lately. So as I say, I am now more inspired. I've had the break, step away. I want to get back to crafting, but I want to do it in my own time. I don't want to be feeling like I'm working. I want to do it as a hobby. I have in front of me here a pile of textures products that were never launched. I'm not lying, I really do. So things like this you will not have seen before. I don't think you've seen them before because they are new. And yes, I'm doing this quickly because I don't know what's going to launch again, but we are looking at these items because they've been kind of designed already. We are also looking at lots of new items coming under the Textures brand. I'm so excited. You may see a little bit of rebranding as well. But yeah, so I will now start thinking about getting some videos out here because it inspires me knowing that I'm inspiring you. But as I say, there will be no rush for it. I think I'm going to get back to doing some Distress Oxide videos again because I absolutely love that. I love playing with colour. So I'm not going to the Hobby Maker Studios regularly, but I do have occasional shows that I'm doing on a freelance basis for them. They'll usually be on a Sunday, so the next one is a little way off. End of November, I've got a Sunday where I'm going to be but showing you and crafting with some of the Arden existing products. So not my new collection yet until next year, but some other Arden products. And yeah, so that's what's been happening. With regards to crafting friends and things, Sam and I still talk regularly, not as regularly as we should. We both know that, but we are still very, very close friends. Absolutely adore her. there's not a lot else. I've shut myself away from most other people just to get that break away, and it's done me the world of good. So I suppose the moral of the story is, well, thank you if you've continued to subscribe to my channel, and never knowing if there's going to be another video. If you are new, you've just stumbled across me, please stay tuned. There's lots and lots and lots of videos already up that you can go and have a look at, and lots of inspiration, tips, tricks, hacks, things like that. Mixed media, gel plate printing. I want to get back to all of that, and I'm so excited, and now I've got so many ideas. So please do stay tuned. Please subscribe if you haven't already and you've just stumbled across this. And yeah, I want to touch base with you all, because you are all, to me, you're all friends that I just don't see, and I feel a little bit bad that I haven't been speaking to you all lately. So hopefully that's just giving you an insight into where I've been, what I've been doing. I've not disappeared off the face of the crafting planet. So I'm still here, but I took some time for me, and obviously job changes, when they're unexpected, as they were back in March. Albeit, don't get me wrong, the company did everything they could. It was a shock to all of us and very sad. So that, I think that affected me more than I expected. But yeah, I'm back now. And you can't stop me. And if I'm hoping over the next couple of weeks you'll see new videos from me. So please let me know in the comments if you think I disappeared, if you think I was gone for good, if you always knew I'd be back, if you're looking forward to textures coming back. Drop me a note to let me know you've seen this video and what your thoughts are. And if you have absolutely any questions, I am very open and honest about things like this. I will share everything. Most things. I'm British, I don't share financial things, but otherwise I will share anything you want to know. And hopefully I'll see you again soon. So sorry it's not an actual crafting inspirational video, but hopefully that will keep you all up to date with where I've been, what I've been doing, and yeah, a good catch up for the weekend. Take care everybody, and I'll see you again very soon.